is a presentation of 13ABC Action News. Now, your table is ready. Join 13ABC's Jeff Smith with the decision makers of Northwest Ohio and Southeast Michigan. This is the Round Table.
Good afternoon, everyone. Sean Hegarty in for Jeff Smith today. Thank you very much for joining us. We got a lot of stuff to cover today, which includes a new effort to keep Toledo creative. We're going to tell you how that happens and some of the players that are going to make sure that that does in fact happen. But first, we're going to focus in on what's happening in the Latino and Hispanic community throughout the area, and one of the experts who's really trying to help to make that effort possible and to make sure that people who need services in this community do in fact get them. I want to introduce Linda Parra. Thank you very much for joining us today. You are with Nuestra Gente throughout the community here and focusing on the Hispanic and the Latino population. Give us an idea of what the group does and the target areas and the target needs.
Nuestra Gente is a community nonprofit organization here in Lucas County, and it was established in 2008. Like you mentioned, our target population is Latinos here in Toledo. We provide a lot of services through our organization, like free health screenings, where 2 years ago we saved the life of senior that comes to one of our screenings.
Didn't know had a certain condition?
He didn't know anything. He didn't feel anything until the nurse checked his blood pressure and he was on the stroke level.
Wow, okay. So you're already seeing results then? Yeah.
So we take care of it. I took it to the Toledo Hospital emergency room that night, and he's fine now, taking his medications. Are
you finding that the Hispanic and the Latino population in this community are in need of medical care and need medical services that they may not be getting?
Yeah. There is a lot of issues in the medical services because there is not enough bilingual professionals to take care of the Hispanic Latino population here in Lucas County. So what we try to do through our organization, we also provide service, like we make appointments for clients and provide a translation and transportation also.
Okay, that's another case. Sure, if they can't get there, then they're not going to get the services.
Yeah, and then we will follow up with our clients, make sure they are taking their medications and whatever they need. I mean, I always get phone calls saying, hey, Linda, I need to see the doctor, or how am I going to do? And another issue is because they are migrant workers, they don't have insurance. So what we do is we fill applications for CareNet program, and CareNet provides help to those migrant workers with their medical bills.
Is it difficult for a migrant worker? Not only are they worried about insurance and that kind of stuff, but if there's a language barrier, does that make it even more difficult for them to not only get the services, but to reach out to somebody to even get to the point of finding where the services are?
Yeah, that's what we do on Nuestra Gente community projects. Also, I have phone calls that say, Linda, I just have a medical bill just came today in the mail, and I don't know what it says. Can you help me out to translate, and what is the next step to do with this bill? So we do that for our community.
And nationwide, that the Latino and Hispanic population is growing. Are you finding that here in Toledo too?
Yeah, we are almost, because I'm a Latina, that's what I say we.
Yes, that's okay.
We are almost 30,000 in Lucas County.
Lucas County, okay.
Hispanic Latinos. I would say by 2050, more than a quarter of this country, according to the census, more than 28% of the population of the United States will be Hispanic Latino.
And you think we might see something similar here in Lucas County to that?
Yeah, it's growing.
So the needs will grow. So how does your organization try to grow to make sure that you're helping those needs?
Creating more programs, try to look for sponsors for grants to provide more services, and to also increase the numbers of clients that we serve through our organization. So we're getting there. The community knows about us, and the clients call, and whenever they need something, they say, hey, Linda, could you please help us with this? So I'm there for them.
You are there for them. How is it educationally? Are you finding the kids, especially ones that maybe are having struggles with English, are finding the opportunities they need to progress through school?
Yeah, there is a lot of migrant workers that come to this country with their kids. And the good thing is there is a program that any kids can receive education, no matter if you are American, you're a migrant, you don't need identification to get in the school. So there are programs to help those kids through education. Like when I came to this country in 2000, my son was 6 years old. He didn't speak English at all, only Spanish. So he was in Toledo Public School, And 3 times a week, it was a bus that pick him up him from his school and take it to ESL school.
English as a second language.
English second language, to learn English. 6 months later, my son was speaking English.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing turnaround.
Now you can barely tell if he's Hispanic because he speaks English perfect.
He's a teenager now, so you probably can't get him to stop talking.
Yep, he's 21. He's bilingual.
21 now.
I made sure that he was bilingual.
Okay, okay. How has, you've been here for now 15 years, how has Toledo changed when it comes to the Hispanic population? Have you noticed not only growing, but more integration in the community since you've come here?
Yeah. I mean, the population is growing, the services are increasing for the Latino community. There are more organizations that are looking to seek Latinos to provide services. And also, I want to mention this, when I came here in 2000, it was no Spanish radio.
Okay, and
shows.
You're involved with that as
yes.
well?
And then I find out, turn the radio on, and say there is nothing in Spanish here, and I've been doing this for so many years on my country, radios and TV shows. So I started knocking doors in WCWA in 2005, opened the door for Nuestra Gente radio show, the first Spanish-speaking radio show, and we've been on air since 2005. It's still on WCWA.
Still on. Do you find, I mean, that's something subtle, Spanish radio, something that maybe Hispanics and Latino can relate to a little bit more. Do you find that as one subtle way to make the integration process and make people feel more comfortable here?
Yeah. I mean, Nuestra Gente radio show is a community radio show. And through the radio show is where the organization started also, Nuestra Gente Community Project Inc. That's why they have the same name. So now, Nuestra Gente Community Project Inc. received a permit from the FCC. On December 31st, 2014, we received a permit from the FCC to build a 24-hour Spanish radio station here in Toledo.
Wow.
So it's going to be the first FM station here in Toledo.
It'll be on FM, okay.
96.5
okay.
FM.
good plug there.
So you see, everything is growing.
It is growing, and I guess 15 years ago, could you have imagined you'd get to the point where you could get an FCC license to do something like that?
Yeah, it was. I mean, I think there is a reality. The population is growing, and we have to increase services and facilitate things for this community here in this country.
Now, you're doing it at your level. Do you think at all levels that's increasing? Are all government levels, you believe, on board with this and making sure that everybody is working toward that goal?
I would say yes. I mean, there's a lot of organizations that are not Latinos, and they're already seeking for bilingual personnel.
Yeah, I mean, you've mentioned bilingual several times. Is that really one of the biggest barriers you're finding to making sure?
It is.
It is.
It is. It's not only in this community, it's in the whole country.
Right.
There's a lot of migrant workers, there is a lot of Latinos that they don't speak English, and they need the services.
Mm-hmm. Do you find that they pick up English quickly, or is it a struggle, or is it that
It is a struggle. It takes us a little while to speak the language. So in the meantime, you get sick, and you need some help, right?
Well,
So
sure.
that's what we are for, to serve those people.
Now, so you serve as almost a translator, as a go-between them. Is that difficult, you find, for them to communicate to you and then to the doctors to make sure that everything that they're getting the services that they need? Or is that pretty smooth?
It's pretty smooth. I mean, they call me, they say they need a doctor's appointment, they're sick, and then I just call to the doctor office and make an appointment for them. And then when it comes the day of the appointment, I pick them up from their house or work, take it to the doctor office, translate for them during the appointment, and then bring it back home or work.
Okay.
So
They must be very grateful for that kind of service and that kind of help, I would imagine.
it's a passion. It's a passion to serve the community.
Yeah.
It's something that I like to do.
And so to serve the community, you also need to make sure you have the funds to do it. So you have a fundraiser coming up. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, there is a Night with Nuestra Gente fundraiser. It's the 7th Night with Nuestra Gente fundraiser, and it's coming up on June 20. Los Dos Gallos restaurant on Door Street from 8 o'clock to 1 a.m. because we're going to dance salsa that
You're
night.
gonna dance salsa all
So
night?
you're invited to dance salsa with us.
My salsa dancing is not very good. I don't know if that would surprise you or not. My salsa dancing. is not good.
Well, if you come that day, I will dance with you.
Okay. That sounds
So
like,
we will see.
That sounds like quite the offer. You also have a website as well. Give people that website.
Yes, our website is nuestragentecommunityprojects.org.
.org. Okay.
Yes.
So people can check that out and find out what you're doing in the community.
Different programs that we
events.
had.
We
Yeah.
also have some photos up there that we've been showing people of them in different events, so people can check that out.
Yeah.
There's just one of them right now. Give us an idea what this one is. This might be back from last year, I believe.
This is the Latino Fest. Yes.
Okay.
This is a dance group from Cleveland, and they come to the Latino Fest.
Okay. So if I go on the 20th, I'm going to dance like them. Is that what you're saying?
Not like
Is that a
that, but
promise?
yes, it will be a little more movement.
Okay. Linda, we thank you very much for your time.